Hey everyone, Nat Daddy here. Let's do a review of new books that came out on February 19th. This is what I read digitally, and then we'll have a few books that I read in the raw as well too, because I couldn't find them digitally. So, start off in alphabetical order, The Amazing Spider-Man, Part 8 of this Death Spider-Man series. One more issue, it's almost done. Peter Parker being the champion's pick to fight the siblings of all the gods from the Juggernaut. Has not been going well for him. And at the end of this issue, he actually dies. So see what happens there, and then a whole new arc starts up again. So I'm looking forward to a whole new arc. From DC, we have Batman and Robin Year 1. This is issue 5. Really like that artwork there from Swanee. Mark Waid doing the writing here. And again, this is a look back at the relationship between Batman and Robin, Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson when he first moved into the house. They're still getting used to each other in that. He's still learning how to be Robin. I like this artwork on here. And it shows how Robin gets into trouble by doing things out on his own when he shouldn't be. And we see the introduction of Clayface as a villain as well too. So Batman takes on Clayface for the first time. That's been a great series so far. Next, we have Dark Horse Comics, issue number 2 of Behemoth. Really been liking this series. It is about the woman who owns a food truck and a few ragtag people that manage to get in there. And she and these people get swallowed by a giant kaiju monster while they're attacking the city. And now they're inside the belly of this beast. You can see that. And they're trying to survive. So it's kind of fun, a little kind of crazy. And one of a few books this week that are kaiju or Godzilla themed. So this one's fun. Next on our list, we have from Marvel, we have one of the imprints or one of the spin-outs from the One World Under Doom. We have Doom Academy, which I didn't even put together was Strange Academy, but now Doom's taken over until I read it. So artwork's pretty cool in here. And it is basically just that. Now the Strange Academy is the Doom Academy because he's the Sorcerer Supreme. And the kids are now spending a semester there. So it shows them their new lives at the Doom School. And it's all right. It's not too bad. I don't mind the Strange Academy stuff, so pretty good story here. From Oni, we got more of the EC comics. I really love this series, The Epitaph from the Abyss. Great cover work always. And we got 3 stories here. One about a woman who is living in a haunted house. One with some people who buy a kind of haunted, possessed clown painting. And then a third one about a guy who has some kind of traffic accident and seems like maybe killed somebody and is haunted by a person from that accident. So 3 typical good horror stories. From Image, part of the Energon Universe stuff, we have G.I. Joe, issue 4. This has still been a great series. Really loving all the Energon stuff here. We have that team of G.I. Joes on the run from the twins. And they do get captured in that. So lots of action. More going on. People finding out that there's more to Cobra Commander than it seems, and they find out it kind of has that that snake stuff going on there in the background. Destro's suspicious of them, but they're moving forward because they have what they want. So the other kaiju book from this week is from IDW. We have Godzilla Heist, story about a guy who takes a crew of thieves and they want to do a big score, and they plan it during a kaiju attack, and this time it's Godzilla attacking London. So artwork I didn't find the artwork that great in here, and the story is almost tropish or cliche, because a couple of years ago there was something very similar from Aftershock Comics called Kaiju Score, which was the same thing, big bank heist, big bank score during a kaiju attack. So that's what this is. And I wasn't too happy with this one, actually. From Boom Studios, you have issue 3 of In Bloom, kind of a creepy series. It's about in the future where all like vegetation and flora and fauna has kind of pushed farther up the chain of life, and now it's kind of, integrated itself with humans in that. So some humans have powers because they've kind of bloomed from these I won't say outbreaks, but almost evolution of plant life in that. And it creates a society where there's a lot of tension in that because of these different people in that. So it's kind of very creepy, lots of spooky artwork in that, but a good detective story, mystery going on at the same time. So I'm enjoying this one a lot. Another episode or another issue here of Miles Morales, Spider-Man, is issue 30. Just was following up this stuff from the last couple issues in that, and it's all right. Deadpool's in here, and his daughter, Deadpool Girl, or whatever they call her, and fighting against Miles Morales and his shape-shifting clone brother. So, if you've been following the Spider-Man stuff, you'll enjoy this one. But lots of good action, especially with Deadpool and that. So. Issue 9, the final issue of this mini-series from Image, The Holy Roller. Andy Samberg was one of the writers on here, and I'm sure there'll be a movie made out of this with him in the role at some point. Andy Samberg, or I should say the Holy Roller here, is a young man who grows up in a town. He's bullied for being Jewish and that, and leaves and ends up coming back to deal with his sick dad, and he finds out his town's kind of gone to hell. There's like gangs and drug dealers and Nazis and stuff and that all in there now. So he becomes the Holy Roller, which is kind of like a vigilante superhero with a bowling theme. And his dad was a championship bowler, so he uses his dad ball. I guess he was a good bowler himself too. So final issue of that, and it's been really good the whole time. So if you haven't read it, definitely see if you can pick up all the issues or get the trade paperback when it comes out. And like I said, this will definitely be turned into some kind of movie property. So. From Marvel, we have the next issue of Ultimate Wolverine. This is taking place in that Ultimate Universe where Logan is the Winter Soldier, Wolverine is the Winter Soldier, and Russia is using him to do their bidding. So lots of gore in this one for sure, and action. They don't shy away from it in this. And the Wolverine here cuts off guys' heads, and you see that. So good action. I'm enjoying this a lot. So it's kind of like Weapon X meets the Winter Soldier program. Issue 3 of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. If you probably saw the review they did this week as well, the final episodes of that are up. Really liking the show, so I decided to read the comics in that, and I'm really enjoying these as well too. I like the artwork on here. Clean, simple, great for kids in that, and it follows the episodes from the show. So this time he's dealing with the Enforcers, and it was a good show, good episode, good issue. He wears his costume, makes some of the design. It is a good episode. And finally, what I read digitally was a new issue for the new series of Satana. You got Jamal Campbell doing the artwork there, doing the writing. He's not doing the artwork on here. And it's a good old-fashioned Satana story where she's doing magic. She gets involved with some kind of mystery, And there's a new character in here, this ghostly person is the Lady White. So she's this ghostly kind of magic person. Ends up, having a good time and a little adventure with Satana, only to find out in the end that she's not who she turns out to be, and she ends up, killing her. So see what happens there. But great artwork, especially if you're a Satana fan. All right, that's what I read digitally this week. Stay tuned for the books that I read independently. All right, here's what I read raw. From Dark Horse Comics, we have a new one from James Tynion called Let This One Be a Devil. This is part of his True Weird Stories. These are like cryptids and I guess urban legends and that. So this is about a creature, I believe, called the Leeds Devil. So this takes place in the early 1900s, and it's about a person living on a farm, hears some noises, heads outside to see some of his animals have been slaughtered by this big monster here. So I guess that's the creature they're talking about. So he scares it off in that, and of course nobody believes him. So then again, there's been rumors of this for generations about this creature and that. So now it's just more of this story about this creature. So he cleans up the mess from it all, and he heads in town, and he kind of gets ostracized about it. So then it shoots back to 1735, which is, I guess, kind of like, this is like the history now of this creature, and it shows this woman going through a difficult birth, and as it's born, it turns out to be this horrible, disfigured creature that's cursed, and it's probably this devil creature. So we can see it all taking place here, and there it is. So kind of creepy. Then they have a backup story as well too about it. It's kind of similar to something else as well about it, so more folklore added to it. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. I'm a James Tynion fan, so, and I like cryptids and monsters and urban legends and stuff, so that'll be a neat series. This is from Titan Comics. These are part of these kind of hard case comics. They're called true crime, like detective stuff and that. So this one here is called Loose End. It's about a fella who's involved in, he's doing a hit for the mafia because they kind of coerce him into it. He has a big gambling debt. He's heading out to a bachelor party with his brother, who is a pretty hot actor at the time right now, and he himself is kind of this loser screenwriter who hasn't accomplished anything, and like you said, he's a drunk and he has a gambling addiction. So the mob grab him and say, you owe us a bunch of money, and we're gonna kill you if you don't help us kill this guy that happens to be the bachelor party that he's going to. So that's what they coerce him into doing. So I like this story so far. It's been pretty good. Artwork is okay on here. It's nothing special, but it suits the situation. Kind of being like this mob adventure. It's all right. The Loose End. All right, that's what I read raw.